There's somebody even waiting on
There's
YouTube
somebody even
already.
waiting on YouTube already. Yes, I've hit the live button, so we are starting anytime from now.
Okay.
Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Robertina Mbula, in case you're new here. And today we have an amazing guest. I just thought it was important to talk about some of the things we go through, like loss and grief, and how to handle such issues when they arise. Sometimes, we go through such problems alone, and it's always a nice idea to have someone to talk to or get resources where you can go to and learn what you can do when you're going through such a phase. So on this channel, we talk about, from now on, we're going to be inviting guests so that they can also on matters that they are passionate about, what they know, so that they can educate us and that you can also get to learn from them. So I want to welcome my very beautiful guest. She can introduce herself, let her tell us what she does, and what we expect to learn from her today. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tina. I'm a fan of your channel a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tina. I'm a fan of your channel
So,
a lot.
my name is Mutumba Rahedi. I am a counselor. I'm as
Barahedi.
well a
I
mental
am
health
a
educator,
counselor.
and
I'm as well a mental health
I am
educator
a health
and
coach.
I am a health coach.
So basically, I
So
teach on mental health.
basically,
I have a
I teach
platform
on
called
mental health.
Amazon Therapy.
Wow. I have a platform in
Yeah.
Amazon Therapy. Yes. Yeah.
So today we'll talk grief,
Oh,
we'll
that's
talk loss,
we'll
and
talk
everything
grief,
in
we'll talk
between.
loss, and in between. Mm-hmm. Wow, thank you for the beautiful introduction. And I think you're underplaying yourself. You have such a strong CV because I was reading your bio, and I think you'll just allow me to read it to my followers so that they can know what you do in detail, the things you do. In fact, I'm just gonna check in my laptop and read that for them. Mukimba is a registered psychologist. She's a practicing counselor, a young adults coach, a speaker. Uh, she's a wellness expert and a mental health educator. On top of that, she's also a fashion mogul. I think you're forgetting that part, my dear. So I had to tell it to my friends. So, yeah, now with your amazing CV, and you've mentioned that we want to talk about loss and grief. Before we get into that, there are a few questions that I want to ask you, just to get my followers to understand who you are, to understand how you deal with some of these things that are related to emotional processing, emotional. For you is, drum rolls. How how do you distress after a bad day at work? This could be a bad day at work, in quotes, maybe from home, your personal business, or just the things you do on a daily basis. How do you go back? Sometimes it can get stressful. So how do you distress after a bad day at work?
Okay, what I personally do is I allow my feelings to happen.
What I
Our
personally
feelings
do is I allow my
are
feelings to
absolutely
happen.
legitimate,
Our
wow,
feelings
and culture teaches
are
us to stay away
absolutely
from our feelings
legitimate,
and
and
to feel
culture
them and
teaches
name
us to
them.
stay
Yeah.
away from our feelings and
But the trick is to just
to feel
allow, if
them
you have a bad day, there's a good
and name
reason
them.
for that. Yeah. So instead
Uh,
of trying to nurse it or
but
to
the
control
trick
it, allow it to
is to just
dissipate
allow,
because you're
if you
strong
have
enough to survive it.
a bad
Yeah.
day, there's a good reason for that, yeah? Sure. So instead of
Yeah.
trying to nurse it or to control it, allow it to dissipate because you're strong enough to survive it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a really good response, because sometimes we don't know what to do. We are more of reactive people. So we have a bad day and we just want to project all that bad energy, bad negative vibes to the people around us. And I think what you're saying is really helpful. We just let our feelings be. We accept what happened because that is how it was supposed to be. Hello.
Hello, I'm here. I'm still here.
Did you get my last question?
Oh, no, no, no. I don't think I got the last part.
The question was, how do you celebrate success?
Ooh, I advise every single person celebrate your wins because they're few and far between. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't play them down. Don't try to be all, small about it. Celebrate them for the big thing that they are.
Yes, that's true. That's
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
On to the
Our
next
wins.
question.
Huh?
Uh, yeah.
No, it's okay.
Hello.
Hi, I'm here.
All right. All right. All right. The other question I have for you is, how do you recover so that we can get into the conversation, so that our viewers can also get to chip in with their questions and we get to answer their questions. So the third question, how do you recover from failure?
Of course, I've done business for a large chunk of my life, so failure is such a huge part of that. Yeah, it is definitely like part of the
Yes.
whole narrative when it comes to business and just life in general. And failure is a good thing. I now have a good relationship with failure. Learned that failure is a stepping stone. Failure is a teaching.
Yeah.
It's a teaching tool. Failure is good. So I have a good relationship with failure, and everybody should too. Yeah, it's part of life, and most of the times it's just preparation for a really big thing next.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's really amazing, because most of the times the way I see it is that we fail and we are inclined to give up. We fail and we want to find something to blame our failure on. And failure should be like part of our lives, because they can never be a smooth sailing to achieving success. You go up and down, you go up again, you go down and down and down, sometimes even way down than you expected. But that is just a sign that you don't have to give up. You start all over again. When you fail, you learn something. Instead of feeling sorry for yourself, you take the lesson and learn from it. And when you start again, you're starting with good experience. This is a really tricky one. What kind of behavior makes you angry?
I'll be honest, yeah, self-pity.
Yeah. Wow. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I have a pet
Yeah.
peeve
Could
for
you say
people who
something
feel
more?
sorry for themselves.
Wow. Could you say something more about that?
Life rains on everybody, the good, the bad. I think there's a saying like
Yeah.
that, like it rains on everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Self-pity is not useful.
Okay. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
All right then. That's true. And feeling sorry for yourself, and And when you're using all that energy to feel sorry for yourself, you're wasting valuable time that you could be using, to come up with a solution, come up with something that is going to make you feel better, make the people around chance to help you come back to where you initially were. So yeah, self-pity is a pet peeve, and I really agree on that. The last question I have for you on this segment before we go to the next one is, who are some of your top role models and why?
Wow. Okay. I should have researched that one so I can come up with something. But
Yeah.
my biggest role model was my grandmother. She passed on when I was 16. And I don't know anybody who has that amount of strength and passion and drive. So she's my role model up until date. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. And it's good to have a role model who you can draw lessons and strength from just how they live. And when you feel down, you get to observe how they lived their life or how they are living their lives, and you get encouraged. So having a role model and is a really good thing. And while we're still on that topic, could you please explain to my viewers who who or how to find a good role model as we prepare for the next segment of the interview?
Uh, there's a saying and a quote that I saw that you need certain people in life to succeed. You need a mentor, you need a coach, you need a cheerleader, and you need a peer. Yeah. And it's important to create that type of community around you. People who you know will show up for you, people who you know will do what it takes to help you, and people who you can borrow their story from. Yeah. Because instead of making the same mistakes as everybody has made to learn their lessons, you can borrow.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm seeing some comments from our viewers. There are people saying that there is a lot of echo. We are really sorry about that. Also, someone is saying that the internet is not good, but we are really trying here. So just bear with us and pick what you can pick from this, and maybe come back later to rewatch the video, and maybe that time we'll have done some edits and everything will be fine. So as we go on to the next part of this show, and that is now talking about grief, talking about loss, repurposing grief, and things to do with finding the deeper meaning when you lose someone, when you lose something that is really of high value to you. How do you maneuver that moment? How do you take care of your mental space, your thoughts, your actions, and the things that come around those challenges that come with losing someone or losing something that you really love? It could even be a job, it could be your business, it could be something that is really close to your heart. So I want to invite you again, Eunice, so that you can talk to the people who are watching, explain to them what is grief, what is loss, tell them the kinds of grief and loss that are there. Just tell them everything that you think they need to know about grief.
Uh, Tina, I have an idea. Can you switch off the mic on your end?
Okay.
Yeah. We see. I really hope that helps with the echo so that I can answer the question, and then, yeah, hopefully that works. So for grief, the best thing to do with grief is to experience it fully for what it is. Grief is it is an indication that you have lost something. It's like if you had a wound, if somebody stabbed you and you didn't bleed, that would be something to worry about. So if you've lost something and you're not having a certain response to it, then that would indicate that there is a problem. So I think it will be really important to do that, to make sure that you go through that grieving process. If it's crying, please allow yourself to cry, because that is an indication that something is happening, that you're having an actual reaction in your body. So the more, it's called distress tolerance, and it's really important when we are dealing with grief and loss, is first go through that mourning period, that process where you're allowing that pain to be what it is for you. Yeah, whether it's crying, whether it's journaling and talking about this loved one and talking about the way that you miss them, have that moment. Of course, faith allows us to believe that they live beyond this life, but it still doesn't stop the fact that there's a space in our hearts of whatever it is that you've lost. Even like you said, even for jobs and things like that, when you've lost something, go through that motion, because we are human and that is really important.
Wow, I can see that the people in the chat box are really enjoying the talk. I can see we have Joanne Jojo. She's saying that it is a good topic. Malese Beauty is happy. She's saying it's a good topic. We have Emerge Kenya TV. He is saying that helps. That means what you're saying is something that people are able to relate to. And as we continue on this topic, you've already told us what is grief, what is loss, and how to deal with it. So I'll go just next to the next question, and which is to ask, or to rather to explain to people, how do you repurpose your grief? How do you find the deeper meaning when you lose something, instead of feeling of course you are supposed to feel the moment and experience that whole thing, but how do you now come back to find purpose for that grief? What is the reason behind it? When we lose someone, people do tell us that it happened for a reason. What is that reason? And would you help my followers understand that, and how to repurpose their grief? Yeah. Me mute.
So yeah, like you're saying, it happens for a reason. Yeah, but the important thing is not to rush into that reason. Don't rush to that purpose, because just like everything else in life, it will manifest itself. Yeah, through that process, through that whole grieving period. For me, my first, and I think my hugest loss was, like I said, I lost my grandmother, who was a woman who also raised me. So that was painful. Yeah, it was a whole painful experience, but it doesn't happen overnight that you tend to bring that purpose. It might not be something that you search for so desperately, but one day you just know that somewhere within the future, it could be 2 days, it could be 2 years, it could be even 20 years, but it will come in and you will just find yourself going that aha moment where that grief now makes sense. But again, I don't want people rushing into a place where you really want to find this answer, this reason, that you're rushing through those grieving processes. It's important, as you feel that you're strong enough to feel this, even though it doesn't make sense yet, but you also have hope that it will make sense somewhere in the future.
Wow. Wow, thank you so much. That makes a lot of sense, because I personally was in that stage, trying to find the deeper meaning, because I have lost so many people in my life. I'm a person who gave me the most valuable thing in my life, and that is an education. I lost my grandfather, and most of you already know that we buried him just barely a week or 2 ago. And it's been a tough time for me now that I need to just take my time, because the aha moment is on its way when the right time comes. I also believe in that there's a time for everything. It is time now to feel this process that is happening right now, understand what is going through, what we are going through, me and my family, and just appreciate the way of life, the nature that has taken its course. So I really appreciate that, and I'm glad that you are here today to help me, help many of my viewers who are out there. And if there's anyone in the live chat who is watching right now, and you have a burning question, this is your time. This is the time to now pass that question on to my guest, because she's here. She's giving us her time, her knowledge, her expertise on these matters. So if you have a question, please drop it in the comment section as we continue to talk about grief, and we will try our best to answer your question. So Eunice, the next question I have for you concerning repurposing grief is there is something you mentioned in your bio that no, not in your bio, not in the, earlier on, something about complicated grief. Could you tell us what is complicated grief? Yeah, because we don't know.
Complicated grief is when you when that grief extends a bit way too much, when now it is the cause of anxious symptoms or depressive symptoms. What happens is because the person hasn't been able to process that loss, like I said, trying to rush through that whole process, yeah, or pretending to be okay when you're not. Or let's say, sometimes let's say like it's a complicated relationship even before the person passes on. Sometimes that can happen with our parents. Let's say if you had a difficult relationship with a parent, but they pass on before you guys go through that process of healing between the two of you, and then they die. I mean, there's a part of you that misses them, but there's also a part of you that is struggling with the fact that maybe they were abusive or maybe they were a certain type of way. So it creates a complexity in how we handle those types of grief. And most of the times, it's important to talk to a counselor or a therapist to help you through that whole process, because again, it's complex.
Okay, I muted myself.
Oh.
Like, yeah, I agree with what you're saying, and that's why we have you here. Sometimes we find ourselves so deep into the grieving process that we get depressed, and this is something that many of us are suffering in silence. And I think reaching out to a therapist is actually a smart move. And in as much as there could be challenges, financials, some people will shy away from reaching out to a therapist, maybe because of the expenses that comes with it, their charges and all that. But I think you could be in a better position to give people the available resources that they can get, that are free to access therapy, and also how they can reach you for your professional needs. professional help. Yes, and I think that is something that is really important. So if you could available out there for people to go and look for free therapy in completed grief, and also how they can reach you for your professional help, because as we said earlier through your introduction, you are a registered psychologist. That means you are able to, deal with such matters from a professional angle. So please go ahead and let us know uh, how to get these resources.
So for my platform, I say my platform is Pink Amazon Therapy. I offer virtual therapy sessions. And yeah, the virtual therapy sessions they're very convenient. They're also very affordable. I have a website as well, pinkamazontherapy.com. So you can go check out my rates. They're very friendly, very friendly. I'm being honest. They're very friendly. Uh, as well, again, being well is really important. So there's always a negotiation, right? Yeah. There's a negotiation trying to figure out how your mental health is being affected. And I still do this from a place of passion. So I can offer that option of just, having a conversation and we can figure out a way forward.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that is really that is very detailed. I will also go ahead and leave all of that information on how to reach you, your website, your handles, maybe your email and phone contact, so that when people want to reach you, they can also just get directly to you. And for the viewers who are watching, thank you so much for joining. Uh, Mukimba Rahedi is a registered psychologist. If you're just joining us, and also she has an amazing YouTube channel. I would advise that you go there. There's a lot of information that you can learn from her about mental health, about the inside. See how she's glowing. It's because she knows how to take care of herself from the inside. Self-care, self-love, dealing with old issues. Like there's a reparenting yourself. That was really unique, and there is so much more to learn from her channel. So go ahead and search for her. Her channel name is Pink Amazon Therapy. And I don't know if there's any question. Let me just check quickly. Um, hmm. Okay, people are saying that there's a lot of echo. We are really sorry about that. We will try next time not to have echoes. Yeah, and I don't think there's a question. Let me just do a quick shout out for the guys who joined the live. We have Pretty Mary Minor, Chiku Makena, Sue Kiarie, Joanne Jojo Cherongeno, Emerge TV, Janice Janet, Princess Diane. I'm seeing you all. I just want to shout everyone out. We have Life with Linda Murray. We also have Malese Beauty. We have Farm and check out. They have amazing content, and they are people that you can learn from. So up to this point, if you're still watching, thank you so much. If you were not able to join the live, just leave a comment, leave a question in the comment section so that um, we can get to answer. Maybe have my very beautiful guest to give us a parting shot as we end the session, so that we can, finally finalize this. Yeah, try. Karibu.
Parting shot. So yes.
Yeah.
Authenticity. Authenticity is my favorite word right now. making sure you show up as your real self, make sure you fill out your spaces. Don't feel apologetic for being yourself. Be your most authentic self and live your life to the fullest.
Wow, I'm just waiting for my mic. Okay, yeah. That is really powerful. Being yourself unapologetically. You just love who you are. I also live by the same mantra, loving yourself authentically, being yourself. And I'm really grateful for your time here. We've learned a lot. We've gone through the whole process of what is grief and how to repurpose it, how to deal with it. And I think we're in a better place now. We understand the whole topic altogether. For now, I'm going to say goodbye to our viewers, and also make sure you visit Pink Amazon Therapy YouTube channel. When you get there, just tell her that it was Robertina who sent you. Yeah, and I hope to see you guys next time. If you like this kind of video, leave a comment in the comment section. Give it a thumbs up, share me out if you can, and I will really appreciate. So until next time, see you. Thank you so much. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Okay. We're done.